Oh yeah, it's fucking working. It's finally working. On Monday, what is it? Monday, October 14th, with Mr. Derek Stewart. But I have you in here as your Twitter profile, which is Derek the
That's
ThePresterKahn.
fine,
So
man.
that's just what you
That's fine.
are. I texted you yesterday. And I was like, what should I use as your profile? And I was just like, you know what? He's using that. That's what it is. It is what it is. But yeah, it's obviously, so we're still trying to did a show last week or the week before about Hurricane Helene relief, and obviously it's not a news cycle where it's like, oh, that's last week. Like, no, that area is still just utterly fucked upside down and backwards. Even though
Brad,
there's
man.
new news stories, it's hey man, those houses are still destroyed. This isn't
Yeah,
Kim Kardashian's ass. Like there are still bodies under mud. So
yeah.
dude, just start updating everyone on everything while I post the live link.
All right. I want to tell everybody how important this area is. Like, I don't think most people have no idea where Spruce Pine, North Carolina is, right?
Mhm.
But the whole world's economy runs on Spruce Pine. Every cell phone, every TV, every solar panel, it all starts right here because we mine the purest quartz on Earth. So, you'll see big supply chain disruptions, I think, in a few more months.
Yeah. And yeah, because that's my buddy was telling me that, right? And that's it's not like that is their specialty, and it's like it's like all over the planet they use this, right?
Yes.
It's not just this isn't a
Everywhere.
one from Taiwan to Lithuania, like they use this shit.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah. The
so then
entire world's economy.
yeah, so then what did you see when just trying to help out? How is this different and I get all the tropes of like the government, and I get all like the boomer meme aspect of it, so
Yeah.
I'm trying to like
Yeah.
wade through that. Like it's never going to be perfect. If Trump was in
No.
office, it'd be like I'm trying to take it all with like a grain of salt to be like what is going on, but it seems to be to a disturbing degree a lack of help, and then
Yeah.
preventing actual help. So what all
If,
can you
if
tell
it,
people?
I didn't see anybody preventing any help. I mean, we were
Mhm.
told FEMA's not stopping anything from coming in. Now, could they help more? Yeah. Yes, certainly. I mean, $750, a person if you don't get it. People whose houses got damaged, if you have homeowner insurance, automatic denial for any help from FEMA. And then you've got to go through the process of, appealing that. So people, as far as the government's concerned, people that need help are not getting it. If it wasn't for all the charities and people coming in from all over the country, it would have been a whole lot worse than it is. I mean, there's still, you drive around town, there's free meals, hot meals everywhere. People have brought in water, clothes, food, and that's just been one American helping another.
Mm. It it's again for me it's more of like I found very early on that so it's like doing this show like as COVID unfolded for 2 years, and then I remember doing like a show the day Russia invaded Ukraine, and immediately it was like half the people were like, fucking Slava Ukraini, they're our greatest ally. The other half is like, this is all bullshit. The war's not even real. It's deep fakes. And I just remember
Uh,
then being like,
yeah,
all right, what have I learned? It was literally like, what have I learned from this podcast? It was like, wait a week and just try to. And of course, the real answer is always somewhere in the middle. Yeah, they got invaded and it sucks.
always,
And like
always.
technically, Russia is it is a zero sum world. Putin's not a cuddly Care Bear, and ultimately, like, how the fuck do you think
No,
geopolitics works? And there's people are skimming money off the top. It's like, yeah, yeah, welcome to world history. Like, so the
no,
same
always.
thing with this
Yeah,
is
yeah.
like, I've tried to have a little bit of patience because early on it was like FEMA's blocking all aid, and I'm like, they're fucking trying to set off a civil war, and then it's like black helicopters are rotor washing supplies, and I'm like, I don't even know if that's real because I've seen deep
No,
fakes of like the
that
Pope
that
smoking
did
crack.
happen.
Okay, but you get my point in
Yeah,
general. Like with
yeah,
everything, I'm trying to
yeah.
tiptoe more in now than immediately be like, fucking strap up, the Civil War is kicking off. Like what do I know about emergency relief? I know fucking nothing. what the fuck do I know about
Yeah.
search and
Oh,
rescue and
yeah.
supply lines? I know nothing. So, but now that there has been a little more time between Helene and now, and you're, but you said so you didn't see anyone actually preventing aid.
No, no. And I went to a they have morning meetings every day, with all the highfalutin local folks, the county commissioners, the state senator was there. And they flat out said, no, FEMA is not blocking anything from coming in. And the Army's been a big help. The National Guard's been here. 82nd Airborne, they were flying helicopters into the golf course right up the road. Like we have gotten help from them.
So this is what I mean. Is like I'm like, well, then what the fuck's really happening? Because it's like,
Yeah.
well, then what who would benefit from people thinking there's no the FBI trying to entrap you by Fed posting? It's time to
now,
fucking start
now we
stacking
know they do
helmets.
that.
Like, hey, fucking pump the brakes, and then so
Yeah, chill.
it's
Chill.
like so you're talking about like no, they're there, and then it's like you have the other things like. Wasn't there one nonprofit that was like flying stuff in, and it turns out that they had been lying. They said they had 80 helicopters, they had one, and all they did was like pose for cameras. So like,
Now to that, I don't know the truth. You're talking about the Cajun Navy. I don't know
yes.
what the truth of that whole thing is. I have no idea. I do know that I saw them at Walmart passing supplies out.
So it's
Um,
it's like,
yeah, yeah.
is this it? Is this hyper normalization? Are we seeing like whatever generation warfare we're on? Is this 11th generation warfare of like
Yeah, I think we're well past fifth at this
it's
point.
it's 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 so many steps above it. And then you have I don't know. So as not to just go off on this for hours because as you've watched the show, I will completely lose track because I want to
That's why
make
I
sure.
watched the
Yeah,
show.
okay, good. Yeah, people are like, you don't stay on topic. I'm like, kill yourself. Like, go watch the news. I don't.
Yeah,
People
yeah,
are here for the schizo posting, but
yes, 100%.
just so as to make sure I do get something worthwhile in here, and then before we go off, what in your opinion, what have you seen? What helps the people the most? What donations? What groups? Who's doing the best work? Where's the most amount of your dollar going? Where can people go to actually help? Because right now, I do need to do something that can help.
Samaritan's Purse has been great. But we do have Mitchell County Development Foundation.org if anybody wants to donate directly to Mitchell County. There's a site and that 100% of that money will go into this area. There's nobody skimming off the top of it. So I would recommend, if people want to give, go there to do that. Mitchell County Development Foundation.org.
Mitchell
And
County
100% of
Development.
that money will stay right here. But other than that, Samaritan's Purse has been great. And it seemed to me like the United Cajun Navy was doing an all right job. And I've heard
Yeah,
all this other stuff. I don't know.
yeah.
I don't
Like,
know.
and again, it's like I don't know shit about any. Like I have a biology degree, and I didn't go to medical school, but I got in, which made me think that I, at least to a degree, didn't know what to talk about with COVID, but at least I knew who to contact. I was smart enough to know who to delegate to. I know
Right.
nothing
Yeah.
about any of this. I mean, I go from retweeting the Cajun, I'm like, that's so badass they're doing it, to the next day, it's like these guys are fucking grifters, they're fucking woke, they're globalists. And I'm like, well, Jesus,
Now,
like,
there's been a lot of grifting going on.
of
Don't get me
course.
wrong. I don't know
Sure.
from them, but there's been a lot.
Sure. But which is also like human history, though. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like we're only sending artillery rounds to Ukraine because this senator has an artillery factory in their district. It's like, how do you think like legitimately the planet operates? It doesn't make it right,
Yeah.
but
Of
there's grift. Of course there is. So
course. Of course.
it's all of it serves to though all of it serves to really do is and that's why I wanted you to plug that is what it does serve to do is completely distract from helping anyone. It's either these fucking conservative retards or it's like these psycho liberals, and it's like no, what's really going on in between? It's a lot of people need a lot of help, and you know I don't know, maybe that shows how self-serving all not you because you're actually helping. I guess that shows how self-serving all of us are. That it's like instead of saying, where can I help or where can I donate, it's how do I pin this on the Biden Harris administration?
Right. Yeah. And I will say for the people here, that, you remember what it was like after 9/11? Were you
Hmm. I was 11, but yeah, no, yeah,
same feeling here? I mean, everybody's been so nice everywhere you go. People just get along. There's no arguing about politics or anything right now. It's been inspirational, I guess, man, because
mhm,
it showed the good side of humanity, and I've seen pretty much nothing but that.
yeah, and that doesn't get views.
No,
No one
no, it
gives a shit
doesn't.
about that.
Nobody wants to talk about that. No.
Yeah, that's like I have this friend. I have this friend Laura from college who's just, I mean, as like comically liberal as you can be. Like it's almost like it's like central casting for which one of Tommy's friends is the least like Tommy. It's this chick.
Yeah.
And I mean, she put out a video the other day on Instagram though, and she was like, I'm a cat mom, atheist, armpit hair lesbian, and I'm saying what is happening in Appalachia is horrible, and I'm ashamed that, my fellow Democrats for cheering on the Biden Harris administration. And I saw that and I
Yeah.
was like, that's so beautiful. And the people commenting on it was the most just hateful shit. And you're like, of course, so that doesn't get any traction. So what does get traction is, hey, FEMA's, blockading supplies going in.
Right.
FEMA's not
Right.
letting people be rescued from helicopters. What you don't see is like what you're talking about. Like, no, it's they're handing out supplies at Walmart. So again,
Yeah.
and this is, very broad brushing because you're one of like two or three people I know that have been down there. Is it that bad or is it obviously it's completely fucked, but is it completely fucked because it's like it's a horrible natural disaster? How much of like the actual like because that's a big implication to say, and I'm shaming myself. That's a big implication to say FEMA is blockading supplies to that is, I mean, that's a
Yeah.
huge
That is Civil War shit.
that
You
is
know.
legitimately like, hey,
100%.
that's the
Yeah.
opening chapter of a social studies book in 80
Yeah.
years. You like that is
Yeah.
you'll know those names the same way you'll know Gavrilo Princip and Franz Ferdinand. Like that's a
Yeah.
that's not the grift accusation. That's an insane accusation. So like
Yeah.
I have to be careful myself. So have you seen that or from people down there? Just to like, I don't know, get it on and obviously it's not, this is just from what we know.
No, I mean everybody's disgusted with FEMA. That's
Sure.
100% true. But it's not because of the extremes that you see on Twitter somewhere of any of the blocking supplies or not allowing people to be rescued. I personally haven't seen any of that. Nothing would surprise me. I mean, there's nothing on earth that would shock me. Nothing. But I don't think that's the case. But it's all fucked because we've never had anything like this here. I mean, a hurricane, Western North Carolina. And it wasn't so much even, I mean, Spruce Pine, the actual town, we have two streets. And you got an upper and a lower street, as we, colloquially will call them. It's not the real street names, but lower street was completely and totally flooded up to the upper street. Ingles, which is down below that, it's one of our two grocery stores. I mean, it was underwater. I don't know when they'll open. So we have one Walmart here that serves three counties. So and the outlying areas, the little communities around that we've got like Poplar and Pigeon Roost, Buladine, places like that. Some of those, especially the ones that were down by the river, I mean, they were just destroyed, man. People's houses gone, people missing. I mean, it's the worst thing that I've ever seen by a long shot. And it'll some of them probably will never rebuild, but it's not going to be a week or two thing. It's going to be months or years before anything really gets back. The town of Spruce Pine's done a great job. Um, Burnsville, next door, it didn't get hit all that bad. I mean, again, the outlying areas did, but they were up and running. Town had power like 2 days later.
Mm.
And we're just now getting it back around here. I've had water and power for a few days, and I don't have water again this morning. Um, 'Cause it's gonna take a while.
Yeah, it is. I lived in Georgia 2001 and 2016. I remember being a freshman in high school in 2005 in Atlanta, and we got tons of students who came from New Orleans because of Katrina. And man, this is not a good omen. But most of them never went back because it was so irreversibly fucked. They just put down
Yeah,
roots and were
yeah,
like, we live in Atlanta now. Like,
yeah.
is it that level of destruction there?
Like I said, in places now where I'm at, not so much, not here. Um, but yeah, in places, absolutely. And in some of the outline, the small little communities that were, we've got a railroad here, um, the Clinchfield line, CSX runs, and it was destroyed. We'd heard that the railroad wasn't coming back; it wasn't worth it, but they are going to rebuild. How long that takes, I have no idea. Um, there's a lot of little communities along, the old railway, and it also runs right by the river. So a lot of those, I mean, damage is just incredible. You drive out past Bakersville into Red Hill. It's just it's bad, man. It's bad. And mountain people are hardy though. I don't think anybody's going to pack up and leave. Like this is our home. We've been here since our people came to the country. Our people left Ireland and Scotland and they settled here in the mountains because it reminded them of home.
Mhm.
So no, we've been here for a long time. I don't think anybody's going to leave. Some of the transplants, maybe, you know, got a lot of them that aren't from here, but now we'll stick it through.
Mm. And then not a to go back to the schizo posting is
That's what we're here for.
absolutely that's what we're here for. Everyone's like, all
What we're
right,
here
and everyone enough of the heartfelt shit. Talk about the Jews. Like, it's but like I don't know. And like because none of it is like beyond the scope of like what I believe possible. I mean, regardless of it's lithium or it's no, it's just call it what it is it's a sought after resource. Again,
Yes.
the history of mankind. It's
Yeah.
I want that pussy, I want that land, and I want the stuff under the land.
It's what
That
runs the
I
world,
mean,
man.
that
Yeah.
is I mean that is a 6 second synopsis of Homo sapiens. That really is it. And you dress it up with a bunch of other stuff. You can call it, the Crusades or the space race or nuclear weapons or what. But that is what it is.
That's what it
So
is. Yeah.
that doesn't that to me that's not beyond the realm of possibility at all. Like we do it to foreign
Absolutely
nations.
not.
Why the
No.
fuck wouldn't we do it here? For me, just to like poke holes in it is so the quartz that is, I guess, mined there and or refined
It's
there, but
mined
whatever.
and refined.
Okay, but more
Yeah.
importantly is it's mine. You can move refineries,
Yes.
but it's there.
Right. Yes.
The powers that be have no interest in that getting fucked.
No,
It's the
absolutely not.
opposite. Their
Yeah. Yeah.
entire modern military, secret head
Runs
from
on.
from
Yes.
sneaker heads on missiles to surveilling potential terrorists like you and me because we're white. It's all
Right.
done through this
Right.
shit. It is not
Yeah.
in their interest at all for that to be fucked.
Not at all. No.
And to take it one step further, so I'm up here in Maine, and I guess somewhere around here they discovered like the second or third biggest lithium mine like on the planet. And everyone up here, they're a bunch of granola hippies, and they're like, we're not gonna let them mine it because I guess lithium mining is like super, I guess disastrous in terms of its effect. And
Environmental impact is bad. Yeah.
sure, but to me, it's not that I want it to happen, but I just kind of laugh, think like, you don't think they'll fucking roll in Abrams tanks and call it a national security? You don't think that they're gonna call it, wartime, a wartime production act with, it heating up with Russia and China in the Middle East?
Yeah.
You think a bunch of dykes and Subarus are just gonna stop, the Pentagon? Like, I'm
No.
with you, they shouldn't destroy it. It's beautiful, but there's also a level of realism of like
Yeah.
they'll they will they will roll in here and they will legitimately take like again, we do it to foreign countries. So for me, I guess the two holes I have to poke in my own, and I, as you know, if you watch this, like I love conspiracies, is they don't benefit at all from that source of quartz being slowed down, inhibited, shut off, whatever. And
No.
it's a more conservative area.
Oh
That
yeah,
is
yeah,
by definition a lot less opposed to the environmental impacts of things. And I know that's a broad brush and it's you're from there, that's your land, of course. But I mean, in general, I don't say it as a bad thing. I said energy independence, fucking frack everywhere. I don't give a shit. Like, I'm a lot less like we gotta save Mother Nature because hey, if you legitimately don't have a strong and thriving empire and the ability to kill, you'll be run over by other empires. So as much as I'd love for, you know, no tree to ever be cut down again, I'm also very realistic about it. So just at first glance, in general, this isn't like Metro San Francisco. This is the
no,
right. I mean, would I don't
no,
think that's that absurd of of an assumption to say, in general, I know it's broad, but in general, conservatives are much less likely to be vehemently opposed to lithium mining or any fracking or whatever the fuck, especially if it is used to make jobs and especially if it is used in a Department of Defense manner. So those were my two holes to punch in it. They don't benefit from the supply line being shut off,
no.
and you don't need to use like a harp controlled, generated, and steered hurricane to do this. You just go in and say, "Hey, we're gonna create 10,000 new jobs," and they go, "All right." You could get it done with a
Yeah,
phone call. Do you know what I mean,
that
though?
seems like a lot of extra. It seems like a lot of extra work to do
Yeah,
something you could just
yeah.
do.
If
Yeah,
listen,
yeah.
if you want all the rare earth minerals and oil in the Middle East, you got to take down the Twin Towers and go, hey, we got to go there. It's if this is all under LA, Newsom's got to come out and say, hey, you gotta put a lot of lubrication on those.
Oh yeah.
It's
I
not
mean,
it,
conspiracy theories are flying up here, though. I mean,
of
I'll go on my own
course,
little schizo rant.
of
We have
course,
lithium. We've got lithium not directly right here, but in a place called Chimney Rock. There's
yeah,
a big lithium deposit there, and Chimney Rock was, I mean, pretty well destroyed.
yeah,
But at the bottom of every conspiracy theory rabbit hole you go down, there's a company. It's always you know who it is. I'm sure it's BlackRock. They own a ton of land right around where the lithium mine is, and people have, of course, speculated on that. Or are they going to, you know, take over for this lithium mine? Was this done intentionally? But again, it's just a natural disaster, man.
it's one and then it's like the actual nickname which the CIA has the coolest nickname of just the company like so it is the company it's a company and it's the company
Yeah, yeah,
but again it's not like Alabama has a lot of like space industry and weapons and I know that through a bunch of rednecks shut the fuck up but I live down there I lived in Georgia. It's some of the smartest rednecks I've ever met.
absolutely,
There's
man.
a lot of DoD stuff there because again, it's not like it's like the meme of like, hey, there's all white guys in the army commercials again. Fuck, we're going to war, right? But it's true.
There may be something to that. You know,
There
there may be something
absolutely
to
is.
that.
There absolutely is. If they start showing white guys in tail beds like in football uniforms kissing the high school cheerleader, you know it's over. We're fucking done.
Done.
If
It's
they
done.
start doing that, but like again, but they have like I mean, like, there's like a huge like Abrams tank like refitting and I guess I don't know, repairing like place in like Alabama. These places aren't met with the same, you know, fucking flower child resistance that they are in other states. They're just not. California has, they have all that's where Lockheed Martin Skunk Works was, but even that was an exception because that's more high tech, advanced. It's less in your face, like here's a machine of death. These things aren't opposed, and I'm saying this as a fucking Trump supporting conservative. They're not opposed in conservative areas. I don't
No,
I don't know if you need
no,
a bunch of orbital directed energy weapons creating a hurricane. I think you could just go over. I think you could
no,
literally put out a
no.
YouTube ad and say, "We're looking for a place to make a 10,000 job factory." And that's it. You don't need
Yeah, bring it
this.
on in. You know,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
And you
No,
and who, regardless, conservative or not, no one benefits from no one in power benefits from that source of courts being cut off or altered in any way.
No.
So it is kind of, I was talking about this with a guy in here the other day. That he was like, all the signs are there that we're like in the end times, and in Judaism and Catholicism and Islam and blah blah blah, and it might be the end times, and that it's like in like a thermonuclear rapture, or it might be that it's something else. And I was saying like, and deep down, like we want it to be. And he was like, "What do you mean?"
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah.
because what's the alternative? Nothing happens. You just grow old. So you have a family, enjoy the holidays, but you just grow old and die. And like, there's almost part of us that would rather like see literal demons, like winged demons, like fucking come out of volcanoes and start eating people. You'd
I mean, it
almost
would be an
rather,
exciting time, right?
you'd almost rather,
Yeah.
you want it to be good, but if you can't have it good, you still want to see like the end times, because deep down
Yeah. We all do.
we don't want gray, we don't want just a gray, boring life. And it's
Yeah.
almost like that's something no one wants to contemplate. Like, okay, maybe it was like a CIA, DARPA weather weapon used to kill conservatives, kick off a civil war, and preemptively disable what would be a hotspot of resistance, Appalachia. And you can also use it to extract all the
Oh yeah.
lithium and quartz and nationalize it, so we can facilitate the building of a super AI antichrist. Like, okay, it might have been a hurricane, and it sucks. But no one almost you almost don't
Yeah.
want you'd almost rather it be the worst thing ever than it was a hurricane and sometimes shit just happens. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, there is almost like a, you'd
Oh yeah.
rather it not be. Because what if it's not
Yeah. I mean,
FEMA cutting
I
off
feel that way.
supplies? What if it really is just a human tragedy and it's hard to get to?
Yeah.
You're like, no,
Yeah.
that can't be it. It has to be George Soros. Like, I don't know. I have no idea. What are your schizo thoughts on
I,
it?
I, I, I'm going with it was just a natural disaster. that's that's my take on it. I mean, it's more fun to think you're in the end times, but
Of course.
people have been it's been the end of the world for the past what 2,000 years.
Yeah.
You know, probably not happening right now. It'd
Yeah.
be a good time. I'd love to see it. You know,
Yeah. Yeah. But it's like Terrence McKenna. He died in 2000. Crazy. He's like one of the OG like mushroom advocates guys. His brother's still alive.
yeah,
His brother was on Rogan, but Terrence McKenna is in, and Rogan talks about it all the time. But he came up with like one of his crazy ideas, or he had a lot of crazy ideas, a lot of which were accurate. But one of them was something called time wave zero, where he was using like the nascent internet to predict based on past events to try to extrapolate moments of novelty in the future. And novelty can be good or bad. It can be World War III. It can be cure for cancer. It's novelty. And he said he eerily enough said something was like, a couple of years before, it said something was going to happen around like September 2001, but he had the world ending in like 2002 or 2003 on his birthday. And his brother was like, "Hey, don't you think that's maybe just
yeah.
a little bit of the ego there?" And
It's a little
he
on the
was like,
nose,
"No,
man.
it's
Yeah,
coming down on my birthday." He's like, "I get what you're saying, but you don't think that's a little, you don't think you're maybe you took a maybe bit of a dose on mushrooms, and
yeah,
that's one step away from I'm Jesus." And that's how I try to look at things. Is like, it's fucked. It's the end of the world. America's coming to an end. It's World War III. And I'm like, isn't that convenient? It's in Tommy Carrigan's life, and isn't that also very stroking the ego that it's on my podcast when I'm at a I've been doing this for 5 years. I'm 34. So roughly 1/7 of my life. Isn't that interesting? Not only is it in my life, but it's in the 1/7 of my life that I pretty much document my daily thoughts.
right.
Isn't that a little? You
Little
have
little on the nose, man.
little main character syndrome, huh? You maybe think you're on a movie poster holding a sword. No, I don't. And that's the thing is I look at it, I go, yeah, I don't think that's probably not that. Which then ultimately comes down to is it's just a shitty fucking situation and a lot of people died and they need help and not to immediately, do a 180 and bring it back to the heartfelt, but that is ultimately it is, you
Yeah,
know, whether it
and
was,
it's about to get cold up here, man. You've got
yeah,
people with no heat, no electricity. You know, all their stuff was destroyed. They don't. Some of them don't have homes anymore. They don't have winter coats. You know what I mean?
yeah,
So it's far from over. I know things like this make the news cycle for a little while,
yeah,
and then it's like people. There was another hurricane in Florida, and it's like you move right on to the next thing. But
yeah,
that's not true for the people that live here.
yeah,
It's going to be a long, hard slog.
yeah, yeah. No, I guess the only silver lining is there is some like white pilling in that
Absolutely.
it's like further black pilling that the government truly hates. And spoiler alert, if and I'm saying this as someone who has voted for him and will vote for him again. If Trump was in office, it would probably be marginally better, but it wouldn't be.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be. It's not going to be some
No,
propaganda commercial where it's sunny and SEAL Team Six is handing out MRE. It would be, I would imagine, marginally better, but it
yeah, no
wouldn't be
politician is going to fix your problems. I mean, the government apparatus is far too big for one guy to come in and
correct.
really change everything.
There's no. It's faulty to say he's the sheriff and it's going to change
Yeah,
around here. So in that sense, it's like the final black pill. Like you mean nothing to them. But then once you kind of go through that black hole of despair, it's also like, but you're not powerless. Look at
no,
everyone that is
absolutely
helping.
not.
Look at the
Yeah,
people who, I mean, traveled over multiple states to go help. People that they'd never,
absolutely.
people that don't have families there. They don't have friends there. They're just like, this is
No,
fucked. I'm gonna go help.
yeah,
And
we had an example. There's a crew from Wilmington, and they were just parked on the hill out right near where I live, and they were just cooking hamburgers and hot dogs every day for anybody that wanted. They took their own money, drove up here, and cooked for like a week, and
yeah,
then they went back to Wilmington. But you had so much stuff like that. It was
yeah, yeah.
yeah, big
And
white pill.
exactly. So it's like the final black pill. They truly you mean nothing to them.
No, no,
And but they got
absolutely.
but it's important because it's not that this is new and it's not like they've recently decided you mean nothing to them. They never have. It's just now the veil's been pulled from any of our eyes to think that they remotely give a shit. I mean,
Yeah,
fuck, I thought going in,
the social media has been great for that.
exactly,
You
exactly. So it's almost like it's not that it is fucked, but it's not that it's become fucked. It's that it's always been fucked, and you're just now for the first time going, oh, I really
Yeah,
am on my own. But look, you're not on your own. You have the people around you, and I naively thought that I was like, well, luckily they're sitting on top of lithium in court, so the DoD has a vested interest. Nope, apparently not. So on one
apparently
hand,
not.
it's like it's so much darker and worse than you could ever imagine, but on the other hand, it's
Yeah,
it's kind of white pilling. So
I mean, it took
um,
the National Guard and the Army and anything to do with the government. It took them like a week to get up here.
yeah,
You already had volunteers pouring in day two, just regular people, man.
yeah,
So no, it's not like they made this a priority or
yeah.
anything.
No, it's
They just got so much pushback they had to do something, just try to
yeah,
save
yeah.
face.
No, that's true. I mean, the government either did 9/11, in which case this is a moot point. Best case scenario, they didn't, and they weren't even able to stop that. It's like
Best
because
case scenario is they let it happen. you
best
know,
case it's
that's that. I think that's the best case.
that is best case because it's so much more depressing to think that they didn't do it and they weren't able to stop it. And I'm just now thinking like, yeah, the
Yeah,
Pentagon won't even help you if you're in Lower Manhattan, and that and that's someone they won't even help if you're in the Pentagon. The Pentagon will
yeah,
help the
yeah.
Pentagon. I bet they have SAM sites there. Best case, they didn't turn them on. Worst case, they don't fucking work or they're not there. So it's like, so on like one hand, it is just it's so much more fucked than you could ever wrap your head around. And it, in a sense, it is that is kind of a good thing that we're truly pull the training wheels off. It's like you're on your own and you always have been.
Yeah,
And like
always have been.
and it's you always have been. So it's like you've lived your whole life alone. You just didn't realize it. But you so clearly you already lived your whole life alone. Everyone's always been alone. And it's been for the most part all right. So like you're probably
Yeah,
gonna be all right. Um,
yeah. I mean, we're all alive now. People
that's
before
what
us
I mean.
made it through
Yeah,
harder times than we're going through right now.
yeah. So, um, but one more because we gotta wrap it up because I have another show. But one more time, what's the website where people can go donate?
It's Mitchell County Development Foundation.org.
Mitchell County Development Foundation. I'm gonna make sure I put that in my phone right now. Was it Mitchell
Mitchell
County?
County Development Foundation.org. And like I said, all that money will go directly into Mitchell County.
Okay, Mitchell County. Got it. All right, I'll put that in the description. Um, but yeah, dude, let's wrap this one up because I got another person coming in right now. But dude, thank you so much for your time.
I appreciate you taking the time, man.
Of course, dude.
Really do.
It's guys, go give legitimately go give $5. You make it that does do a whole lot. It probably doesn't, but it will make you feel better. So at the very least, go give
Yeah,
$5 so you feel a little warm and fuzzy inside.
that's
Yeah,
right.
just be very pragmatic about it. Yeah, yeah, it's for you. Shut the fuck up. It's okay to be greedy. Be
Yeah,
altruistically greedy. Yeah,
yeah.
I'll do it because it will make me feel better. So, but dude, thank you so much for your time, guys. Please go to that link in the description. Please go donate $5 if you can. Um, and yeah, it's open to you if you want to do an update sometime, man.
All right. I appreciate it, man.
All right, dude. Thank you so much for your time. Guys, thank you so much for watching.